Good morning to our esteemed Director Principal, Mrs. Jayashree Choraria, our Section Coordinator, Ms. Shilpa Surya, Assistant Coordinator, Ms. Sanya Sheikh, supportive parents, esteemed judges, beloved teachers and guests, of course our effortless participants and students. So welcome everyone. I, Ms. Mukta Kadwala,
And I, Ms. Kruti Mehta,
am delighted to be your host for the interclass poetry and storytelling competition, where words come alive and emotions are beautifully woven into verses.
before we proceed further, I would like to keep you informed that restrooms are to the right side of the auditorium. Also, we understand that you would like to capture these special moments, but we kindly request you to refrain from taking photos and videos during the event. We have a professional photographer who will be capturing all the beautiful memories for you as we want you to enjoy this event completely. The photographs will be made available to everyone on our social platforms.
Before we begin with the performances, let us invoke the blessing of the Almighty by lighting the ceremonial lamp. The light symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and guiding force that leads us on the path of truth. I would like to invite our respected Director Principal, Mrs. Jayashree Choraria, Section Coordinator, Ms. Shilpa Surya, Assistant Coordinators, Ms. Sanya Sheikh, and valuable judges, Ms. Ankita Mulia and Ms. Sucheta Basu, to come forward and light the lamp.
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमाम् आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदाम् जाड्यान्धकारापहाम् हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्
You all may take your seats. Before we dive into the performance, it's my pleasure to introduce the honored judges who will be evaluating the talent of our young stars today. We have Ms. Ankita Mulia, pre-primary coordinator. She has strong knowledge of poetry and storytelling elements, including structure, style, and language.
We have Ms. Sucheta Basu, TGT English faculty of our school. She has deep understanding of poetry and storytelling elements such as theme, structure, language, and character development. Let's give a huge round of applause for them. Welcome, dear friends, to a magical hour. where words bloom like flowers, showcasing their power. Poetry's rhythm and rhyme are set to unfold with stories and feelings in verses bold. Young voices will share their crafted delight in whispers and shouts, their spirits like flight. So open your hearts and lend them your ear, for the magic of poetry is drawing near. Let's celebrate their talent, each word and each line, in this beautiful world where art intertwine. Welcome to the stage where poetry live, and to each young poet our applause we give.
Now, without further ado, let us immerse ourselves in the enchanting world of poetry. But, before that, I would like to tell you few instructions that we need to follow. Throughout the event, our esteemed judges will be assessing each performance on the creativity, emotional impact, delivery of the content, and confidence of the participants. Time will be counted after the introduction. Story or poetry should not exceed more than 2 to 3 minutes. Story or poetry can be narrated or recited either in Hindi or English language. Last but not the least, usage of props and costume carries marks. Now, let us call upon our very young poet. Are you all ready? Okay. So, our first very young poet from class 1A, Diligent Dhanishi Mashruwala. Can we hear for her? Louder.
Numbers all around, everywhere they can be found. When we fight or make a fuss, it's subtract the fun for us. But sharing toys and being kind, it's more joy you will find. Counting apples, counting days, that help us in many ways. Adding, subtracting make us smile. Math is big, important fact. When we take away, our heart feels light. Subtracting bad habits help us do right. Take away sadness, subtract the tears. Fill up your days with laughter and cheers. Math is fun, let's all agree. Numbers and shapes for you and me. Counting, adding 1, 2, 3. Math is everywhere to see. Life is like a math field slate with habits that we accumulate. Some are good and help us grow, but some we know we must let go. It's just like numbers on a page, a subtraction clears the stage. Take away the habits wrong and you will find your life a song. Thank you.
Wow, what a start of the day, right? Thank you, Danish, it was superb. Next, we have Keen Khushi Gaba from 1B. Can we hear for Khushi Gaba?
नमस्कार अध्यापिका जी और मेरे प्यारे मित्रों, मेरा नाम खुशी गाबा है। मैं कक्षा 1B की छात्रा हूँ। आज मैं आपको एक कविता सुनाने वाली हूँ। मेरे कविता का नाम है कीड़े। तितली, चींटी, मकड़ी, कीड़े सभी के बारे में बताओ यहाँ तुम्हें। छोटे छोटे सजीव हैं ये सभी, प्रकृति के खास किरदारी। सुंदर पंखों वाली तितली, रंग रंगीली प्यारी तितली। पंखों को तू है फरकाती, फूल फूल पर है मंडराती। बहुत प्यारी चींटी रानी, बहुत सियानी चींटी रानी। मीठी चीजों की दीवानी, करे हमेशा अपनी मनमानी। मकड़ी रानी, मकड़ी रानी, बतलाओ तुम प्रश्न हमारा। कैसे तुमने जाल बुना है, इतना सुंदर कितना प्यारा। इनकी दुनिया है अद्भुत और खास, समझो इनका महत्व, बनो इनके पास। तितली, चींटी, मकड़ी, कीड़े सभी के बारे में ये था मेरा एक छोटा सा गीत। धन्यवाद।
Wow, Khushi, you just nailed it. Super. Next, here we will hear from reliable Raisha from grade 1C. Till the time Raisha is coming on the stage, let me ask you idioms from parents, I guess. Break a leg. Can anybody tell me?
Break a leg means to dance, maybe in partners as well.
Anybody else? Come on, parents, come on. Anybody from children? Wait a second.
You say all the best.
Okay. Anybody else wants to try? You're very nearby that. Okay, yes. Encouraging cheer of good luck. Raisha, you can start.
Good morning everyone. My name is Raisha Agarwal from First C. Today I am going to tell you about 5 habits which we should follow every day. Habit 1 says brush your teeth twice a day, every day. Habit 1 says brush your teeth and cavities goodbye. Habit 2 says take a bath, clean yourself in every part. Habit 2 says take a bath and comb your hair. Habit 3 says wash your hands, trim your nails and clean them too. Habit 3 says wash your hands, you are germs free now. Habit 4 says dress up neat in white clothes and iron pleats. Habit 4 says dress up neat all through the day. Habit 5 says exercise, run around and don't sit down. Habit 5 says exercise once every day. Thank you.
Super. Wow. You exceeded our expectation. You blew our mind away. Next, we would like to call resourceful Rayan Shah from 1D to present his poem. Can we hear a big round of applause for Rayansh?
Respected ma'am, respected teachers, and my dear friends. I am Rayan Shah from class 1D. I will recite one poem on healthy food and junk food. Healthy food means fruits, vegetables, milk and milk products. And junk food means pizza, burger, sandwich and chips. Now I will start the poem. Healthy food, who are you? I am the one that is good for you. I make you grow tall and strong and give you energy all day long. Healthy food, who are you? I am the one that is good for you. I make you grow tall and strong and give you energy all day long. Junk food, who are you? I am the one that is bad for you. I make you weak and very sick. You become lazy and no more quick. Junk food, who are you? I am the one that is bad for you. I make you weak and very sick. You become lazy and no more quick. So we should eat healthy food.
Rayansh, you just crushed it. Superb. Excellent, bacha.
Now, next, let's welcome our thoughtful Tanush Jalan of 1 plus A.
Good morning, respected teachers, judges, and all my dear friends. My name is Tanush Jalan and I am from class 1+8 and today I am going to recite a poem, Not So Fast Food, written by Kenneth Bate. Burger, pizza, chicken wings, tacos, french fries, onion rings, chocolate donuts, cookies and cakes, soda chips and chocolate seeds. These are the things that like to munch. Breakfast, dinner, snacks and lunch. Yet with every meal I eat, I grow slower on my feet. This is why I want to know. Why does fast food make me slow? So, the answer to the question, why does fast food make me slow is, junk food is very tasty, but it's not. It keeps you strong and energetic throughout the day. So, we should keep eating healthy food and avoid junk food. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanush. That was a phenomenal performance. Well done. Here we will hear from vibrant Vihan Vaidya of 1+B.
Good morning everyone. I am Vihan Vaidya from class 1+B. Today I am going to recite a poem on Hey Little Bug. Hey little stick bug, clinging to a stem. Where did you come from? How did you land? Hey little ladybug, sitting on my nose. How did you get your wings as red as a rose? Hey little bumblebee, why is your bum so pointy? Please don't sting me. Hey little marching ants, where are you going? Hee hee hee, on my pants, so tickly. Hey little butterfly, soaring to the sky. Would you land on my finger to say hi and bye? Hey little spider, spinning your web. Do you come out to play when we all go to bed? Hey little lightning bug, flying to the night. Would you be my guide so I can follow your light? Mama, Mama, come and see. All the bugs are playing with me. The poem Hey Little Bug describes the different kind of insects and their features in a creative manner. Thank you.
That was so cute. A masterclass performance. Thank you, Vihan. Next we have adventurous Bamania from 2A.
सुप्रभात शिक्षकों और मेरे प्यारे नन्हे दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है आद्या प्रफुल्ल बामनिया। ये मेरा दोस्त वृक्ष। रुको, ये मुझसे कुछ कहना चाहते हैं। ये बहुत दुखी है क्योंकि ये आपसे कुछ कहना चाहते हैं पर बोल नहीं सकता, तो इसकी सारी बातें मैं समझ सकती हूँ और मैं आपको बोलूँगी। एक कविता, ये कविता शुरू कर रही हूँ। मैं हूँ वृक्ष, मुझे न काटो, काट कर मुझे न बांटो। मेरे डाल पर किया ची करती रही, मेरे डाल पर अपना घर बनाती, मेरे फूल और फल भी खाती। उन्हें देकर मत बना, उनका खाना मत चुरा, मैं प्रदूषण लेता हूँ फिर भी मुझे गिराओगे, तो ये सब कैसे पाओगे? थैंक यू। उम्मीद है आपको मेरी कविता अच्छी लगी और आपको मेरे वृक्ष दोस्त की बात समझ आई हो।
धन्यवाद आराध्या। बिल्कुल हमें आपके वृक्ष, आपके जो मित्र है वृक्ष, हमें उनकी बात बिल्कुल समझ में आई और हम आशा रखते हैं हमारे बच्चों को भी समझ आई होगी।
Now, let us call upon ambitious Amira Adrus from 2B. Can we motivate our friends with a big round of applause? Come on, children.
Hello everyone. I'm sitting about the wind on the hill. No one can tell me, nobody knows where the wind comes from, where the wind goes. It's flying from somewhere as fast as it can. I couldn't keep up with it, not if I ran. But if I stop holding the string of my kite, it will blow with the wind for the day and the night. And whenever I found it, wherever it blew, I should know that the wind had been going there too. So then I could tell them where the wind goes, but where the wind comes from, nobody knows. Thank you.
Wow, that was a standout performance, Amira. Next, we have, last but not the least, we have Radiant Rasamina from 2C.
Good morning everyone. My name is Ravya Meena from class 2C. I am going to recite the wind on the hill. No one can tell me, nobody knows where the wind comes from, where the wind goes. It is flying from somewhere as fast as it can. I couldn't keep up with it, not if I ran. But if I stopped holding the string of my kite, it would blow with the wind for a day and a night. And then when I found it, wherever it blew, I should know that the wind had been going there too. So then I could tell them where the wind goes, but where the wind comes from, nobody knows. Thank you.
You have set the bar high. Great job, Ravya. Ma'am, do you think when I was young, at their age, I did not have such guts to stand up on the stage and recite the poem or the poetry? But these students are incredible. Don't you think, parents? Are they amazing? Super. Okay. So now after the poetry recitation segment, we have story segment.
स्टोरीज यानी कहानी। कहानी है वो धागा जो जोड़े दिलों को, बीते कल की बातें सिखाए आज को। हर पन्ने में छुपा है एक संदेश, कभी खुशी कभी गम, कभी मीठी सी आश। दादी नानी की बातें है जीवन की रीत, अनेक शब्दों में होती है सच्चाई की जीत। कभी परियों की दुनिया, कभी वीरों का गान, कहानी है हर मोड़ पर मिलता है ज्ञान।
Storytelling is a powerful way to share experiences, teach lessons, and entertain us. Let us get ready to be transported into different worlds through the magic of stories. Are you all set for the same? Are we all with Mukta ma'am? I cannot hear the cheer up. Louder for your friends. Superb. So, let us call upon our very first storyteller. Our first participant for today's storytelling competition is our amazing Araina Agrawal of 3rd A, who will amaze us by her story. Please give her a warm welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Araina Agrawal from class 3rd A. Today I would like to share a story on a clever fish. One day a fisherman was fishing as usual. He threw his net into the water and sat for a while so that he could sell a lot of fish in the market and get a lot of money. After some time, he heard some noise, hustle and bustle, thinking that he must get a lot of fish in his net. He took out the net from the water, but only one tiny little fish came out. He grabbed hold that one tiny little fish, and then the fish starts talking with the fisherman. "Oh, fisherman, please, please leave me. I will die without water." But the fisherman didn't hear to the words of the fish. The fish starts talking with the fisherman again. "Oh, fisherman, if you leave me, I will tell my all friends about you and bring them near the bank of river, so that if you come next time, we'll have a lot of fish." The fisherman thought, "Wow, that's not a bad deal. If one fish can get me 100 rupees, then 100 fishes can get me 10,000 rupees. The fisherman became greedy and let go that one tiny little fish. The fish swam happily away, but the poor little fisherman came expecting that the tiny little fish will bring her all friends near the bank of river, but he couldn't find any fish. So the moral of the story is we should always be clever, smart, and never be greedy. Thank you.
Thank you, Araina. That was a wonderful story. You brought it to life again. Now, next we have Affable Areen Patel from 3rd B.
Time is the wisest counselor of all. Good morning, my respected dignitaries and my dear friends. I, Areen Patel from Class 3B, will be narrating a story of English subject tenses. The topic is time game. Once upon a time, in a magical land of Tick-Tock Valley, there lived a group of playful animals who loved to play the time game. The time game was a special game where you could travel in different moments in history and have exciting adventures. One sunny morning, all the animals gathered in the playground for their time game journey. The old wise frog, Timmy, explained the rules. We have to spin the magical clock wheel, and wherever it stops on, we will go to that time period and have an exciting adventure. As they spin the wheel, they land on the age of dinosaurs. As they spin the wheel, they land on the age of dinosaurs. All the animals were terrified by the towering dinosaurs and lush green forest. They knew that quick on their feet to avoid being spotted by the mighty T-Rex. As they spin the wheel again, they land in a futuristic world with flying cars and robots. All the animals were amazed by the technology and gadgets they were using, zooming through the city on their hoverboards. As they returned back to Tick-Tock Valley, laughing and sharing stories of their time-traveling escapades, as they realized that no matter what or when they went, the most important part was the fun and the friendship they shared along the way. As when they turned back, and so in Tick-Tock Valley, the time game became a cherished tradition where every spin of the wheel brought new surprises and joy to everyone. Thank you.
Wow, Areen, your storytelling was captivating. I must say, you brought the characters to life with your expressions and voice modulation. So, our next storyteller is Magical Manya Haswani from 3rd C, who is going to blow our mind through her magical storytelling approach.
By the time she is there, let me ask a question to our children. Are you all ready? Okay. This is the easy one, but okay. The question is, what is the meaning of piece of cake? Class 1 and 2.
Very easy.
That's very easy for you as well. Okay, now the answer I want from class 3. Okay. What is the meaning of through thick and thin? Anyone? Through thick and thin. No. Okay, we have Saloni ma'am over there. Can we pass the mic to her?
Ma'am, through difficulties.
No. Can I get more answers? Okay, so I will tell you the answer after this, okay? After the performance. So can we hear for Manya?
Good morning everyone, my name is Manya Aswani from 3rd C. Who is happy is the title of my story. In a little forest there lived a carefree and content crow named Charlie. One day while perched on a branch, he was mesmerized to see a white swan. You are so beautiful. You must be the happiest bird in the forest. The swan replied, I know of a parrot named Polly with 2 colors. He is the happiest bird in the forest. Charlie sought out to meet the parrot named Polly. Oh, Polly, you are so stunning with those vibrant red and blue feathers. You must be the happiest bird in the forest. Polly chuckled and replied, Oh dear Charlie, I know of a peacock in the zoo with an array of magnificent colors. He is the happiest bird. Charlie set off to meet the peacock in the zoo. Oh my, you are beyond compare. You have so many admirers around you. You must be the happiest bird. The peacock with the tinge of sadness replied, I know I am beautiful, but trapped in a zoo. I wish to be free like you. In my eyes, you are the happiest bird in the forest. Listening this, Charlie was taken aback. Thank you everyone.
Fantastic job. Your creativity and imagination shone through in your story. Keep up the great work. Now, let us call upon Debonair Devna Mehta of 3rd D.
Yes. So may I have the answer of that proverb? Idiom? Yes. Okay. So who knows the answer? I repeat. Through thick and thin. No. I want the meaning of this. Can we have anyone from the parent side? Kruti ma'am, may I?
In the good times and in the bad times will be together. Yes, thick and thin is that only. Yes. Yeah, that's what. We'll be together in the good times and the bad times. Yeah.
So Devna, are you all set? Can we hear for her?
Good morning, ma'am and my dear friends. My name is Devna Mehta from class 3rd D. Today I am going to narrate a short story on the tale of Devna's magical money jar. Once upon a time, in the bustling village of Dhari, there lived a young girl named Devna. Devna was known for her bright smile and curiosity about the world. One sunny morning, as Devna was playing in a garden, she found an old rusty jar hidden beneath a large oak tree. She wiped off the dust and discovered that the jar had a faint glow and the words, "Devna's magical money jar," engraved on it. Intrigued, Devna took the jar to her grandmother, who was known for her wisdom and knowledge of the village's secrets. Her grandmother's eyes twinkled as she saw the jar. She told Devna that it was a special jar and could teach her the importance of money and how to manage it wisely. Every time you put the coin in the jar, it will share a lesson with you, said Grandma. But remember, it's not just about saving money, it's about understanding its value. Excited to see the magic of the jar, Devna ran to her room. She found a shiny coin that she had saved. She dropped the coin into the jar, and to her astonishment, the jar began to glow and a gentle voice emerged from it.
Hello Devna, I am your magical money jar. Let's embark on the journey to understand money matters. Are you ready?
Devna nodded eagerly.
Lesson 1. Savings.
It's important to save a part what you get. Just like how squirrels collect nuts for winter. You should save your money when you need it.
Lesson 2. Spending wisely.
It's fun to buy things, but always think twice before you spend. Do you need it or do you just want it? Buying wisely helps you to make your best use of your money. One day, Devna's friend Manav came to her crying. His toy car was broken and he didn't have enough money to buy a new one. Devna felt sad about Manav. Then she remembered her savings. She took out some coins from her jar and gave it to Manav. Manav was so grateful and he was promised that she would pay her back. Devna put the coin in the jar. That evening, it taught her a new lesson.
Lesson 3. Sharing and helping others.
When you have enough, it's kind to help those who are in need. Sharing brings joy to you and others. Devna decided that whenever she felt like buying more toys, she would start thinking carefully. And so, in the village of Dhari, Devna's story became a legend, inspiring many children to understand money matters and how to manage it wisely, like she did. Thank you.
Thank you, Devna. The story was all about real life skill lessons. The way you narrated the story kept everyone on the edge of their seats. Excellent job.
Here we have marvelous Mayanshi Daruka from 4th A. Roll number 20 from 4th E. Raise your hand. Okay, so next question will be for you. Now here we have Mayanshi ready with the props.
Good morning everyone. My name is Mayanshi Daruka from class 4th A and today I'll be narrating a story. The title of my story is In the Land of Full Stops and Speed Breakers. Once upon a time, in a magical land where road signs and punctuation marks lived together, there was a small village called Punctuatia. Everything in Punctuatia had its own pace and rhythm thanks to the full stops and speed breakers. Full stop was a wise, old character known for bringing things to a gentle halt. Every sentence in Punctuatia ended with him, giving everyone time to pause and reflect. His best friend was Speedbreaker, a bumpy yet kind-hearted creature who made sure that everyone slowed down to enjoy the scenery and avoid rushing through life. One day, a new character arrived in Punctuatia. His name was Dash. Dash was known for his love of speed and adventure. Dash wanted everything to move faster and believed that the village would be much more exciting without the full stops and speed breakers. Dash zipped around Punctuatia, removing full stops from the end of sentences and flattening the speed breakers on the roads. At first, everyone thought that this was fun. Sentences ran on, and roads became super smooth. But soon, things began to get chaotic. Conversations became confusing without the full stops, and accidents started happening on the roads as everyone was moving too fast. Realizing his mistake, Dash went to full stop and speed breaker for help. I am sorry, he said. I thought faster was better, but now I see that we need you both to keep balance and order. Full stop smiled and said, It's okay, Dash. It's important to pause and reflect. Speed breaker added, and sometimes slowing down helps us see things more clearly. Together, they restored full stops and speed breakers in Punctuatia. The village returned to its peaceful and orderly state, with Dash learning the value of taking things slow. From then on, Dash became the village messenger, using his speed for good while respecting the full stops and speed breakers. And that, my dear friends, is the tale of how the land of full stops and speed breakers found harmony once again. The main characters of my story were Full Stop, Speedbreaker and Dash. The moral of my story is take time to pause, value of slowing down and bring balance and harmony. Thank you.
Wow, Mayanshi, that was an incredible way to explain the punctuations. You told the story so well, and your ability to engage the audience was impressive. Now let us welcome our next storyteller, knowledgeable Kiara Bansal of 4B.
A very good morning to my respected director, principal ma'am, judges and my all sweet teachers. Namaste to all the parents and hello my dear friends. Myself Kiara Bansal is going to narrate a story on teamwork, dreamwork. Once a manager named Radhya had a team around 40 people. Most of them were bright, enthusiastic and observant people. Yet, she had a problem. Individually, everyone on the team is excelling, but as a team they were not good, which is crucial for the organization. So, she decided to solve this issue by planning a team outing. Everyone came to the team outing. She then invited them to a hall for a game consisting of 3 rounds. For the first round, she told them to blow a balloon kept on the table and write their names on it without bursting. The excited team members blew the balloon and wrote their names on it. For the second round, she told them to wait outside. After a few minutes, she called them back. Now, surprisingly, there were more balloons scattered around the hall without names in them. She told, you have 15 minutes. You have to find a balloon with your name. Everyone began to rush. They did not even listen that the first person to find the balloon will be the winner. And if someone bursts the balloon, they will be disqualified. After 15 minutes, Radhya's timer rang. She stopped the round as no one was able to find their balloons. For the last round, she told them if any team member finds a balloon with a name, he or she has to give the balloon whose name is written on it.
Everyone began to search, and within a couple of minutes, everyone had their balloons with their name. The manager Radha went to the pulpit and expressed the motto behind playing this game. She said, "You see, in the second round, no one was able to find their balloons as you all were working in individual targets. But in the third round, within a couple of minutes, everyone had their balloons with their name. This is the power of teamwork and sharing. The abbreviation of team is together everyone achieves more." Everyone gave Radha a round of applause. The moral of the story is, by working together and respecting each other's strength, you can accomplish your dream work and make a world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiara. Your use of expression and gestures made the story even more engaging. Superb. We have our dynamic storyteller, motivated Miraya Agarwal of 4th C. So can we hear for Miraya? Students, you need to clap for your friends, right?
A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Miraya Agarwal from class 4th C, and today I am here to tell you all a story on the topic adverbs, expression to an action. To elaborate this topic, let's begin with the story, The Secret of the Swift River. In the vibrant town of Grammarville, everyone spoke with excitement and color. Thanks to adjectives, the words like happy, bright, and strong made their language lively. But there was still something missing, something that townsfolk couldn't quite put their finger on. One sunny day, a curious boy named Alex decided to go on an adventure to the Swift River, a magical place known for its rapid sparkling waters. As Alex sat by the river, enjoying the sound of the rushing water, something caught his eye. A small glowing pebble lying on the ground. It felt warm in his hand and seemed to hum with energy. Wow, what could it be? Alex wondered out loud. He decided to explore the riverbank to see if he could find more of these mysterious pebbles. As Alex wandered along, he found more pebbles, each glowing with the same magical light. When he picked up the pebbles, something strange started to happen. Whenever he said the words like run or jump and then held the pebble, the words seemed to change. He tried it out, run quickly. Suddenly, Alex found himself zooming around faster than ever before. He couldn't believe it. "Let's try another one," Alex thought and said, "Jump high." To his amazement, he jumped higher than the tallest tree in the forest. "I have to tell everyone in Grammarville," Alex thought and said, and he gathered all the pebbles into his bag and rushed back to Grammarville with his discovery. In the bustling square, Alex stood on a big rock and said, "Gather around, everyone. I have discovered something amazing at the Swift River." The people of Grammarville quickly gathered, curious to hear what Alex had found. Alex held up the pebbles and said, "These are adverb pebbles. They help us describe how we do things. Watch this." Alex took a deep breath and said, "Sing loudly," and his voice echoed through the whole town. The people of Grammarville were amazed. They started to begin with the pebbles and saying things like dance gracefully and speak softly, and found that pebbles really changed their actions. From that day on, the people of Grammarville used both adjectives and adverbs to express themselves fully.
and the town became the most expressive and lively place in the land, where every word painted a vivid picture. Thanks to Alice's discovery by the swift river. Moral: the right words can transform your actions, making life more colorful and expressive. Thank you.
Thank you, Miraya. Your storytelling was not only entertaining but also full of emotions. Next, let us hear from versatile Vedika Kanodia of 4th D.
Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Vedika Kanodia from class 4D. Today I am going to narrate a story on the topic Teamwork is Dreamwork. My story's name is The Water and the Villagers. Many years ago, in a hot village, it didn't rain. Everyone were tired and thirsty. The plants were shrinking. The soil was cracking. Everyone in the village became irritable, short-tempered and angry. They started fighting because of the problem of water. In that same village, named a little girl Meera. She was very smart and intelligent. She came up with the idea. She ran up to the hill and asked help from the god. "Hey dear son, why are you so fiery? Please come down." "Hey dear thunder, please carry the rain." But no one heard her. That same day, one saint was sitting over there. He told the little girl, "The gods have stopped listening." The little girl ran to the saint and asked, "Why?" The saint replied, "Because everyone are fighting here. Might be God have put some earplugs or headphones in his ear, because no one likes to hear the fights of anyone. Even I don't." The little girl became very sad and asked a solution from the saint. The saint told that if they all do a teamwork and make a loud music, might God hear them? So the little girl ran to the village and told the solution to every villager. But see how did they reacted. "No, I'm not gonna participate in this music with that guy." "No way, I'm not gonna participate in this music with these fighting creatures." Meera became very sad. But as I told you, she was very smart and intelligent. She didn't give up. She ran to her cottage and brought 2 drums with 2 pair of sticks. She gave 1 pair of sticks and drum to the saint and kept 1 pair of sticks and drum with her. They started playing the drum softly, then louder, and then the loudest they could. But wait, did you know what they hear? They heard more drums. The villagers had joined them. They also heard some claps, stamping of feet, and bells. Meera became very happy. The peacock had gave the sign of rain, and it started raining. The clouds covered the sun. Everyone did a rain dance and never fighted again. The moral of the story is teamwork always wins. Thank you.
Thank you, Vedika. Your storytelling was a joy to listen to. You have a wonderful way of bringing stories to life. Last but not the least, we have our passionate Palaksh Patel from 4th E with his fantastic tale.
Good morning, respected principal, teachers, our guests, and all my dear friends. I am Palaksh Chitesh Patel from class 4th E, and today I am going to narrate a story before you, and the title of my story is Teamwork, Dreamwork. In a quaint village surrounded by lush green hills, there was a dream shared by 4 friends: Meera, Raj, Anika, and Vikram. They wanted to build a magnificent community garden where everyone could gather, learn, and enjoy fresh produce. Each had a different skill. Meera was an artist, Raj was a carpenter, Anika had a green thumb, and Vikram was a brilliant organizer. One sunny morning, they gathered at the empty lot in the village center, full of excitement but also a bit overwhelmed by the enormity of the task. The land was bare and their vision felt distant. Meera started by sketching out the garden's layout, envisioning vibrant flower beds and cozy sitting areas. Raj took her designs and began crafting the wooden benches and trellises. Anika planned the layout for vegetables and herbs, carefully selecting plants suited for the local soil. Vikram coordinated the volunteers, organized the tools, and made sure everyone was on the same page. As days turned into weeks, challenges arose. The soil needed more work and a sudden rainstorm threatened their progress. But the friends lived together. With Meera's creative problem solving, Raj's sturdy repairs, Anika's plant knowledge, and Vikram's unwavering organization. They worked through the setbacks, always encouraging each other. Finally, the garden was completed. It was more beautiful than they had imagined, a true testament to their collective effort. The villagers gathered for the grand opening, marveling at the lush greenery and vibrant flowers. It was a place of joy, learning, and community. As the friends looked around at the creation, they realized that their shared dream had come true not because of individual brilliance but because of their teamwork. They had turned a simple idea into a thriving reality, proving that when people work together towards a common dream, incredible things can happen. The moral of the story is imagine what we can accomplish when we work together. If you want to achieve incredible goals and results, you will need to have motivation and dynamic community that celebrates your teamwork and makes your dream work. Thank you.
That was a top-notch performance, Kalash. Now, wow, what an amazing event. Each of you did an outstanding job. And we are so delighted to hear all. Before we conclude, let's take a moment to acknowledge our participants with a big round of applause. Louder we hear, louder they are motivated. So, let's know the result, ma'am.
Wait, Mukta ma'am. Since there is a fragrance of the storytelling in the air, here we too have a beautiful story and enactment by our primary teachers to enlighten us to the significance of the festival Raksha Bandhan.
Wow, it would be great pleasure to celebrate this festival with the parents too.
We have Rajni ma'am and Binita ma'am as narrators, Samriddhi ma'am as minister, Rinki ma'am as Rani Karnavati, Rakhi ma'am as a king Humayun, Sakshi ma'am as a messenger, and Sajal ma'am along with Deepali ma'am as soldiers, and myself as a writer.
गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन, मैं रजनी सिंह, आज मैं नरेटर हूँ। यह कहानी है रानी कर्णावती की, जो चित्तौड़ की रानी थी। मुगलों के आक्रमण के समय रानी कर्णावती ने अपनी बहादुरी और समझदारी से रक्षाबंधन के महत्व की नई परिभाषा दी।
रानी साहिबा, मुगल बादशाह बहादुर शाह ने चित्तौड़ पर हमला करने की योजना बनाई है। हमारी सेना बहुत ही कमजोर है, हम उनके सामने नहीं जीत पाएंगे।
हमें हमारी भूमि की रक्षा करनी है, लेकिन अगर हमारे सैनिक कमजोर हैं, तो हमें किसी से मदद मांगनी है।
रानी कर्णावती ने मुगल सम्राट हुमायूं को राखी भेजने का निश्चय किया। यह राखी एक भाई के रूप में उसकी रक्षा का वचन लेने का प्रतीक थी।
तुम यह पत्र और राखी हुमायूं को देना और उनसे कहना तुम्हारी बहन मुसीबत में है, उन्हें तुम्हारी मदद की सख्त जरूरत है।
जब हुमायूं ने रानी कर्णावती की राखी और पत्र प्राप्त किया तो उसने अपनी बहन की रक्षा का वचन दिया, चाहे उनकी रियासतें अलग हों या धर्म अलग हो।
रानी कर्णावती ने मुझे यह राखी भेजी है। अब यह मेरा कर्तव्य है कि मैं उनकी रक्षा करूं। सिपाहियों, सेना को तुरंत चित्तौड़ के लिए तैयार करो।
हुमायूं की सेना ने तुरंत चित्तौड़ की ओर प्रस्थान किया। दुर्भाग्यवश रानी कर्णावती समय से पहले युद्ध में पराजित हो गई और जौहर का निर्णय लिया। लेकिन हुमायूं ने अपनी बहन की राखी का मान रखते हुए चित्तौड़ पर आक्रमण करने का बदला लिया।
मुझे आने में देर हो गई, लेकिन मैं वचन देता हूँ इस राखी का मान रखूंगा और रानी कर्णावती की वीरता इतिहास में अमर रहेगी।
इस प्रकार रानी कर्णावती और हुमायूं की कहानी ने रक्षाबंधन के त्योहार को एक नया आयाम दिया। यह त्योहार न केवल भाई बहन के प्रेम का प्रतीक है, बल्कि यह हमें यह भी सिखाता है कि रक्षाबंधन धर्म, जाति और भौगोलिक सीमाओं से परे है। तालियां।
संग मेरे यूं ही रहना तू, ओ बहना मेरी बहना, संग मेरे ज्यादा हंसना, कभी थोड़ा रूठ लेना तू। छोटी है तू कभी कभी मुझसे है बड़ी, माँ जैसी तू कभी दोस्त मेरी।
Now I would like to call our Director Principal Jayashree Ma'am to share few words of wisdom.
A very good morning to all my children out there. all the parents here. Thank you so much for being a part of your child's educational journey. There were so many things which my children have today made us learn. First of all, their innocence. What happens to this innocence when they grow up and become adults? The things which are happening in the country right now gives me a question. Did the teacher fail or did the parents fail? Was there intolerance amongst people? Was there no civic sense? Was there no wisdom? Was there no kindness when they were children? Were they not taught these? If we could pass on these messages to our tiny little hearts, I think every day when they grow up and every day these words are instilled in them, these actions are instilled in them, Nirbhaya would not have been there. Kolkata would not be in this position in which we are today. Each one of us are responsible. What are we doing at home? What are we doing with our children? What are we doing in school? Every one of us are important for these future generations and their learnings. Today they taught us teamwork, dreams come true. There is a moral. This is a wonderful story of punctuations where you may think I'm just a comma, I'm just a full stop, I'm just a bumper. People don't like me. But then you are so important. Without you, things would be a chaos. Self-discipline, so much responsible for the ants, for the planets moving in their orbits. If one of them come out of their orbit, just imagine what would happen. Ants, there is no one to tell them, walk in a line, but they do. There are bees who actually manage the team and we get the honey. So everything has lot of hard work, lot of struggles for the beautiful product. And our children are our beautiful creations. Let us instill in them kindness, gratitude, tolerance towards each other. Failures doesn't mean end of the world. And today when I was sitting in front of my children, there were maybe technical glitches here and there, but my child got the stage. My child got that confidence that I can speak. My parents knew that the effort which I have done for my child has come to some colors. Winning or losing is not the real situation. The real situation is that my child could stand in front of 350 people, which is a rare case. Even till today when we stand in front of people, we have goosebumps. And these are just small little tiny hearts with, I think, not more than 8-9-year-old. Just imagine the confidence they have received. And more on that, you took out time to be a part of your child's educational journey. That was so wonderful. That was very good, and all my gratitude goes to you, my teachers, and most lovingly, my children. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we would like to invite our esteemed judges for their valuable judgment and to announce the results. Whether or not you receive a prize today, our participants, remember that participating is more important and sharing your talent is a real achievement. Keep practicing, keep improving, and most importantly, keep enjoying poetry and storytelling competitions.
A very good morning to all the parents present here today. While judging these children, it was really very difficult because each one had taken a lot of efforts. They've really put up a very good show. Yes, we were finding it difficulty, to give, but the difference is very, very minimum that we could see. We'll start with the poetry recitation competition, and from the third, we'll start with the third position. We have Miss Khushi Gaba on the third position, and she shares her third position with Miss Adya Bamania. Khushi and Adya on the third position. And on the second position we have
Raisha Agarwal.
Raisha on the second position. And on the first position we have
Dhanishi Mashruwala. Sorry, Vihan Vaidya. The first position is backed by Vihan Vaidya, and we have all the participants of Vihan Vaidya.
Vihan, Raisha. Can we have Raisha also? Khushi and Adya. It's only Vihan on the first position, then not Dhanishi. It was a mistake which happened. Dhanishi. Okay, so they are the winners of the poetry recitation competition, and we have storytelling. And on the third position, we have Miss Areen Patel. Areen is on the third position. On second, we have Miss Miraya Agarwal from 4C. And on the first position, we have Miss Mayanshi Daruka.
Call the proud parents on the stage. Kindly join us on the stage, please, parents. Congratulations, dear parents.
Can we have a huge round of applause for them?
Louder one.
This is the hard work of our students and of course the parents who made them practice at home.
Your parents kindly, all the parents, please kindly join us on the stage.
And all the participants, please join us.
Join us on the stage.
you to our judges, teachers, parents for their support. Let's give another round of applause to our amazing participants. Now I request everyone to rise up for the national anthem. School, attention. Stand at ease. Attention. Yes, parents, please, we request you to come back to your places. Parents, please come back to your seats. School, attention. National anthem begins.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे